Hello there, people of the internet. So I decided to do something different this time and make an actual video, like all the cool people. Also to make a movie review, like all the cool people. And tie it with something else. So it's a Dark Tower movie review, and also some words about Sony and what the corporation, in my opinion, is doing wrong. How the movie and the company is related. So, first of all, the movie. I think it was quite decent, actually. However, it's only decent if one looks at it as the first episode of a TV show. On its own, it's kind of weak. It's kind of known that the source material, the Dark Tower books, they're quite, let's just say they're very full of world building and actual plot and characters and real actual things that happen and not just action. And this movie is mostly action. And this is fine if it's the first episode of a TV show. But as a movie, there isn't a lot of things explained. Things just happen and happen, keep happening. It's kind of like The Force Awakens, like a lot of action, but nothing's explained. So, yeah. But if they do make a TV show after this movie, it will feel much better because it will be a small part of a larger whole, and things could just be explained later. So yes, objectively speaking, this movie is 6.5 out of 10 from me. If they make a TV show and place it after the movie, I would say I could give it a 7 out of 10 instead. So yes, there aren't many objective flaws in the movie, except maybe one. The gunslinger was changed from a man who is very skilled with guns to a man who is basically a gun Jedi. So he kind of like has this sixth sense that is super powerful, and if he like quiets his mind, he can just like close his eyes and point a gun like and shoot something that's like 100 meters away. So yes, that is unexplained. It is shown that he can do that once, but it's not really explained that the gunslingers can do that. So if Sony does make a TV show, they better explain this. And if they don't, it'll be a major flaw that'll be unaddressed, and that sucks. So yeah, that's my short review of the movie. And yeah, I don't buy that it's a sequel. Sorry, Sony, but sorry, Stephen King. This cannot be a sequel. This breaks logic. You should probably know why. Anyway, so I think this movie is so short and so messy for one reason. It's because it's a Sony picture. What does it have to do with Sony? Well, I think the Sony Corporation, especially now, but also in the past 10 years, they have been spreading themselves a little bit too thin. They're trying to do everything. They're trying to make they're trying to be a game company. They're trying to be a hardware like TV company. They actually made computers until recently, and they stopped. They're trying to be a movie company. They're trying to make a music company. They're trying to do everything, and that hurts them because Sony, I see right now, cannot afford to really spend time and money on any given project. They found a studio that can do stuff for them. They give them like a year or two to make the thing, not a lot of money, and they expect a great product. Sony Movies has failed recently. They made Ghostbusters. That was crap. They made 2 Spider-Mans, I believe. And one was okay, 2 was kind of crap. Again, rushed, too short, too messy. And I believe that Sony products, when it doesn't come to games, like movies, mostly, are messy, are flawed, because Sony cannot afford to spend a lot of money, a lot of time on anything. They're spreading themselves way too thin. they don't have the resources, they don't have the time to dedicate to anything. So when they try to do something, there's always something too short, too unfinished, too messy. And I want to bring a few game examples for those of you who play games. I hope most of you watching. So, Sly Cooper 4 was made by Sanzaru and produced by Sony. Or at least it was like started by Sony. They said, well, do this game for us. And the game was a bit unfinished. There was supposed to be one more level, and it's not in the game. Why? Because they ran out of money. They ran out of time. Why? Because of Sony. Another example would be Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. Sony decided to make this game, so they found a company who is willing to do it. A very unskilled company, in my opinion. High Impact Games. They gave him like a year to do this project that was started by a better company but dropped. Like here to do this big game, to a follow-up to critically acclaimed, technically polished series, Jak and Daxter. They gave it to the small company that doesn't really know how to make good games. Give them a year and published it anyway. The game was a broken mess with a story that's, well, it's unfinished. The game is unfinished, the story is unfinished, everything about it is unfinished. And it was supposed to be this big comeback for this series that had like all of its games stellar, completely stellar. So I just mentioned two big game sequels that Sony financed. One was crap, the other was a bit unfinished. And again, the Dark Tower movie. Rushed, short, unfinished. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Rushed, unfinished. Kind of crappy. Ghostbusters. Crap. And that brings me to Sony. Again, Sony is trying to do too many things. As a result, they don't have the time or money to spend on any one thing, and because of that, the final product suffers. And I don't think Sony is going to watch this. Like, who am I? And yeah, just a guy on the internet. But if you are watching this, I want you to take from this like one point, like one idea. Sony is trying to do too many things, and as a result, they cannot afford to spend much time or much money on any one thing. And as a result, Sony products, not necessarily hardware, like software, media, movies mostly, a couple of games too, are kind of lackluster lately. So yeah, Sony, stop trying to do everything. And commit. Give people time. Give people more budget. Trust your developers. Trust people you hire to do movies for you. Give them more time. Give them more money. Actually trust in the people you hire. Stop sucking, really. Sony, stop sucking. Do a better job. Don't try to do everything. Don't try to be the one mega corporation who does everything. Don't do that. So yep, this is my little short 10-minute video, completely improvised, no script. I promise, no script. And yeah, bye.